What we have here is a Drake R4B for sale, and it's shown along with another B line that compares the quality of the signals and the strength of the one that is for sale, which is this unit here, to the receiver in the B line that I use relatively frequently. And tonight we're listening at 40 meters. It's very, very staticky. A lot of static crashes. There are very few signals on the band, but you'll get an idea of how the radio plays, and we'll switch back and forth between the two of them from time to time, so that you can determine that essentially they're equivalent radios. They're both very, very nice radios. They both work very well, and let's show you a little bit more about it and let you listen to them. Now we're going to switch to the other receiver.
I used to have I picked one of those things. It was an 80, 40, 20, 80, 40, and 20 handset. And you could just unscrew one, screw the other one, worked really pretty nice. And you could talk to any of the edge you want.
Back to the radio that's for sale. You can't see the S meter from here, but these signals are coming in from the same antenna. We're just switching the antenna back and forth between one receiver and the other, and we have an equivalent signal. Since the bands are so lousy, one way to demonstrate that the receiver is working on all frequencies and working well is to use the calibrator. And this particular receiver has a new calibrator in it. And what we're going to do is go from the bands 80 through 10 and demonstrate that the calibrator signal can be heard and is heard very well on all the frequencies. And that would be typical of all sets. So here we go. We'll start out with 80 meters. And with these sets, if you're watching this and you probably know something about Drakes, you'll know that all the bands are peaked with a pre-selector, and that helps keep intermodulation from adjacent stations down in a very strong set. So here's 80 meters. Now we tune our pre-selector to 40. Now we have to turn the tuning knob slightly because these crystals are not exactly all the same on each band, which they typically are not anyway. They age. These are quite close, but we'll tune in each crystal to get an optimum signal and pre-select. That's 40 meters. We'll switch to 20. Notice how sharp it is. We'll pick it right up. Very strong. Strong signal on 15. Strong signal on 10. So there you have it. The receiver works beautifully 80 through 10. You can add more crystals to cover not only 160 meters but also the WARC bands. That's the beauty of these Drakes, in as much as you can change or cover the WARC bands by adding the appropriate crystal. What we're going to demonstrate now is the unique feature of the Drake R4B line. The Drake R4B was the last Drake communication receiver to use what is known as passband tuning. The R4C went to a crystal filter setup, and many like the passband tuning better and feel that the sound, especially on single sideband signals, is much cleaner. But it also provides a great deal of selectivity ranging from fairly broad, almost 5 kilohertz on the widest setting, and down, we're right now down on the most selective setting, and I want to demonstrate how effective this is. We're listening to the crystal calibrator right now, except that you can't hear it because we've tuned off the passband. And watch how sharp this is when we tune into the passband. That's how strong the signal is. It's almost 20 over 9. But simply by adjusting our passband, we can almost null it out. And that's what you would do with an adjacent signal. We happen to be doing it with the signal that we're listening to right now. As you change selectivity levels, you can still get the same function, but not quite as sharp. That's because right now we're listening on the sideband, 2.4 kilohertz signal width, and now the widest, which you see has, well, we still have passband tuning. It's a much wider response curve. Just a quick overview. This is the band switch. This is a 10-position switch which selects auxiliary crystals that you might want to get in. This particular switch is our function switch. We have standby, on. When we use transceive, like with the additional transmitter, the R4B can be linked to the T4 series and used in complete transceive. At the moment, of course, this receiver is receiving separately. The Drake R4 line has a noise blanker, which on static crashes is not effective, but on certain other types of impulse noise it works very nicely. And of course the calibrator function, which this particular calibrator gives us markers every 100 kilohertz, every 25, and every 50. So you can calibrate to the closest point. This dial is very unique. By pressing in on the skirt, we can adjust the dial frequency to be very close. These divisions on these dials are approximately 1 kilocycle, so the resolution on this set is pretty darn close. Can be read pretty darn close, I should say.